Has anyone in this audience ever even thought of asking their accountant, their architect, their engineer, the doctor, their house painter, their attorney, or their barber for their test scores? But wait a minute, if these are actually important measures of ability, why not? Shouldn't you demand that every classroom and administrative office in Australia post the test scores of the paid employees within? Don't your kids deserve this protection? Now, even to ask that perfectly natural set of questions, which nobody does, exposes the rot underneath the tranquil surface. Schools use the term achievement in a way that fans of George Orwell should recognize as newspeak. Think of achievement tests. Is that expression used in Australia? Achievement tests? Very common in the States. What achievement? In science, for instance, achievement occurs in the following limited number of ways. It occurs when you discover something. It occurs when you amend somebody else's discovery. It occurs when you expose what was thought to be true as false or thought to be false as true. And finally, it occurs when you waste a significant amount of your time following a dead end, but keeping careful records about your failure so somebody else doesn't have to waste time on the same dead end. Outside of those four categories, there is no achievement. Achievement tests are a scam, and the same performance demands can be constructed for every subject area, and in none except by accident is achievement ever measured. Sports teams have achievements and failures, but social studies classes never. School science is not science. It's a form of received religion under a different name. Use your head. How could you maintain a stable society if you had millions of people running around discovering the secrets of nature or learning how power actually works? In 5 minutes, actually in about 90 seconds, I could teach you how to build the very bomb which ruined the London subways a few years back. The material is on open shelves in every hardware store in Australia, and it costs less than $100. You see what I mean? Shall I do it? Would you like to know how to make that bomb? I don't know why not, but I won't teach you if you... I learned how to make the bomb from reading the Financial Times, you know, that inner circle money paper that's sort of an orange color. I got about 3/4 of the formula from the Financial Times editorial page, and the rest of it from an ad in the New York Times by an Israeli company that was selling a mechanical sniffer device that could sniff that kind of bombs. But I'm telling you, if you worry about things like gun control, the stuff that's in your hardware store, less than $100, that was an awful lot of damage, correct? It only weighed 6 pounds. And the trigger device is a cell phone. No shortage of those in Australia. If you think I'm skeptical about the value of tests, what about Harvard? Now, in the United States, usually when we speak of elite universities, you mention, there's probably 20 in all, but you mention 4. You mention Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Stanford. But they say there's another 16. In 2006, that was last year, Harvard turned down 1,100 applicants with perfect standardized test scores. That is, those people sacrificed their youth and mom and dad's money, and they achieved perfect scores. They didn't get in. It also rejected 80% of all the valedictorians who applied in the United States. Is that term valedictorian in use? It's the person with the very highest grade point average in a school. So there's one to a school. Princeton did the same thing. Yale did the same thing. All the selective colleges did this. What did the rejects miss? Isn't it obvious what they missed? They overrated tests and they underrated actual achievement. A spokeswoman for Caltech, which next to MIT is the premier tech school in the United States, said this. She said, successful applicants create a new computer system for the high school, or they take a tractor apart and put it back together again all by themselves. You sort of see how the big-time power game is played. They're no more fooled by test scores than you are when you contract for a service. And if you think this can't be true, just force yourself. Ask your husband or your wife what their standardized test scores or their grade point average are. Don't let your kids hang out with friends who have inferior scores because, you're judged by the company you keep. I mean, it's insane. Nobody uses this information. Who counts?